Oh, excuse me, darling. Excuse me. Oh. Thank you for coming to my party, darlings.
Pretty girl.
Huh?
Pretty girl.
Thank you.
What a party.
Wow, piano.
That's Johnny Sachs. You like it?
Like him. Well, I'll see you.
Look thirsty and somebody will bring you a drink.
I don't drink, but I will look around.
Dance?
Mm-hmm. Dance. Haven't lost your touch, champ.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Of all the tennis bums I've ever met, you stay longest in a girl's memory. Check my diary if you don't believe.
We do go back a long time together, don't we?
You know, watching you play today, some of those old emotions began to stir.
And where did you go after the match?
I was with George Serenji.
Who?
George Serenji. He's over there, talking with Tia Chang. He's beautiful, isn't he?
Your diary. No paragraph.
No, it's not like that. Not this time. Kelly, I have found myself someone. Alicia Cavanaugh, professional marble heart, has found herself a man.
What was I? The yo-yo?
Man who hath no music in himself
Is fit for treasons, stratagems, and spoils.
Greetings. That's your assignment. That man.
Who is he?
Name is George Serenji.
What makes him important?
The fact that he got $1 million for a load of poppy dust. He unloads it in Marseille. Interpol's on it. They'll find it.
What makes you so sure he's the man?
Hum me a few bars and I'll play it for you.
All right.
With the $1 million, he bought guns and ammo. Pentagon wants to know why, what, who, and where. They think George is in the revolution business. Like Vietnam, Laos, someplace else. Your assignment is to stick close to him. Learn him like a book, everything about him.
What about the guns?
They think they're here in Hong Kong.
Well, who's looking for them?
That's my part of it. So far, no luck. That's pretty nice, isn't it?
Well, we'll be in touch with you in a couple of days. Where can we reach you?
Cherry bar on the docks. Just look for the piano and look up.
No, thank you. You've known her a long time.
She came down to Princeton once for a weekend. Stayed a month. How's that for long ago and far away? Little girl, bright. rich. Showered me with expensive tennis rackets. Lent me her convertible.
The dope peddler, her husband?
Not yet. That'll be number 3. 1 divorce, 1 suicide. After that, I heard she moved here, to Hong Kong.
Looks like that bright girl just isn't too bright on the subject of husbands.
That bright little girl got lost. Somewhere along the way.
Kelly, behave yourself.
Yeah.
Nice game today, Mr. Robinson. Joy to watch you play tennis.
Came to meet your wonderful man.
Come meet him. He is a love. And so is Tia. She'll mow you down. Tia Shang, Alexander Scott, Kelly Robinson.
Hello?
Tia and I went to school together. I never let you know about her. Now you know the reason why. And this is George. George Serenji.
A pleasure.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm a very lucky man.
Yeah.
You see? I told you he was beautiful. Come here, Tia. I want to tell you something.
Alicia has told me much about you. ¿Qué toy? Lenici.
Lena?
Dojea.
Wow.
To Alicia.
What's the matter? What is it?
Excuse me. What is it? Excuse me.
I'm a doctor. I'm sorry, Alicia. He's dead.
Which is which?
The one on the card is yours. Don't smoke it.
有咩事講咧？你叫我啊？
Please do what I asked and get out of that
我唔識，
ridiculous
我唔識
costume,
得你
please,
講，
and
你又
report
唔
to my
會
men.
講堂話，你係講翻話。
Please do what I
我唔識得
said.
你講嘢，好論盡㗎你。
Mr. Scott, Mr. Robinson.
Sir?
I'm Inspector Porter, Hong Kong Police. This is Dr. Stern. You gentlemen know the deceased?
I'm afraid we just met him this evening.
How long will you be in Hong Kong?
Well, it depends
On what?
on how many tennis matches can be arranged for me. That's how I earn my keep.
Delicious way to earn one's keep.
What happened to him?
Under the circumstances,
Just
which
a
are
minute.
difficult.
Where did this card come from?
Oh, it was there under the drink.
Whose? Yours?
No, Serenji's.
Take this tray and the glass, put them aside. Don't touch anything on it.
Very good, sir. Quite an interesting card, wouldn't you say, Inspector?
Were either of you gentlemen familiar with Serengi's activities here in Hong Kong?
No, what were his activities?
Provocative. Good night, gentlemen.
Good night.
Was it a heart attack, Doctor?
Well, that's a very loose phrase, Mr. Scott. But to answer you in layman's terms, yes, it was a heart attack. He had a cardiac history. Excuse me, please.
Question. How many guns could Serenji have bought with $1 million?
50,000, give or take a few. 5 million rounds of ammo.
Add that up, you could start quite a bloody little war.
all right if we talk to Alicia?
Of course. And after you've talked to her, why don't you come around and talk to me?
Are you in need of comfort?
Could be. I suffer from an overdeveloped curiosity. You could help by telling me why your friend switched the cocktail glasses. My address is in the book. Don't wait too long.
Like a Jinx. Jonah, you know. Alicia, the witch woman. I meet them. I love them. And they die.
Honey, where did you meet him?
Here. Here. In Hong Kong. We didn't know very much about each other, really. We only knew we were good for each other. We knew.
Honey, have you ever seen a little white card with a blue dragon on it?
What? No, of course not. Why are you asking me such a silly question?
Well, it was one on the tray with George's drink.
On the tray? Why, so?
Yeah, well, it was probably nothing. It was just seemed a little odd.
Why are you asking me these questions, Kelly?
What kind of business was he in?
He was an importer. There's something under all these questions, isn't there?
What did he import?
The usual things, I suppose. Are you trying to tell me that George was doing something wrong? Something shoddy?
Did you ever meet any of his business associates?
No. Of course not.
Well, if any of them show up, I want you to get in touch with Inspector Porter.
Why?
Just do it. Please. It's for your own good.
You're not making me feel any better, Kelly. So will you please go? Both of you. Now.
Mind telling me who referred you to me?
We asked around, and you were highly touted.
Oh?
Anything interesting?
That depends.
On what?
On what you're interested in. It's a mixture of C2H5OH, H2O, certain trace elements, fruit esters, coloring matter, a little wormwood, and other odds and ends. In other words, it's a dry martini. I reconstituted that sample you brought me, fed it to a guinea pig. He's over there.
he's dead. The guinea pig is dead.
I've heard of a Chinese herbal poison called Shen Yo Fun. Odorless, tasteless, lethal, virtually impossible to analyze. It could be in this. Shen Yo Fun, the silent death.
Makes like a heart attack.
That's what it makes like. And that's all I can tell you about it. And I don't have enough of this stuff to do any further work on it.
Well, if you wanted some of it, where would you go?
I'd try this man. And I'd bring money.
We should face it, my man. We're not liked. Tia Shaw, please.
I'm afraid she cannot be disturbed now.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, sir. She cannot be disturbed. Please, sir, please. Cool it, my my. Out. Out!
Thought you were in mourning.
You suffer your way, I suffer mine.
What about George Serenji?
George Serenji. You're interested in him and Alicia. Alicia's a pal. I don't want her to get in trouble. Want a drink? I don't want her to get in trouble. Where did you get the bug?
It was a present.
George Serenji had one of these.
I know, I saw it.
Is that what you called us here for?
Yep.
Well, we're here.
That calling card's from something called the Blue Dragon Society. They want you to do this or that. You don't want them? So, they send the cards. 1, a warning. 2, a second warning. 3, blowy. You have a 1. George got a 3.
Then you don't believe the heart attack bit.
You want some good advice, you tennis cats?
Yes, indeed. We can always use a lot of advice.
Dance, eat, bet the tennis ball around, keep an eye on Alicia. But don't ask questions about blue dragons. And don't play detectives, unless you mean it. Nice men are hard to find. Don't want you too wasted.
Honey, we could use some information.
Like what?
Like, aside from his export business, what else did George own?
Oh, well, I see. Well, first of all, there's Alicia, and the beautiful villa in Cannes, and the big yard in the Aegean.
George bought a lot of guns just before he died. Do you know anything about them?
I'm not for guns. Neither was George, as far as I know.
Never with us.
Only other thing he owned besides his export company was something called World Food Incorporated.
That's all you can tell us?
That's all, Kelly. Now, you two better get lost. My relatives are coming, and I've got to do the Chinese bit. Kelly, finished with it, the Blue Dragon part of the business? Be finished with it. You can't comfort me in the morgue.
The wonderfulness of your charm.
How do I look in sackcloth and ashes?
Well, it's enough to make a man want to do something about it.
I'm sorry that I was cross with you. But it was your fault, you know. You picked the wrong time.
I know. I apologize for that.
You don't have to apologize. I found this on my pillow when I went to bed last night. I began to think about some of the things you asked me about George, so I called some people I know, and I asked them questions, and this came.
What people, honey? What questions?
I'm not asking any more questions, Kelly.
Honey, this...
And I'm not answering any more questions.
Alicia.
Look, I don't know what you and Scotty are up to, but whatever it is, you've got to stop. You have to. Look, I am scared, Kelly. This card scares me, and you scare me, so leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
You have unorthodox ways of welcoming a guest, gentlemen?
Some of our guests have unorthodox ways of entering rooms, Inspector.
The man is to let me in. After all, I do have a modest official position here in Hong Kong. Now, tell me again, gentlemen, what are you doing here?
We told you, sir, I'm a tennis player, and he trains me.
Short while ago, somebody tried to kill you. Oh, I learn about these things very quickly. Now, who on earth would want to do a thing like that? A disgruntled tennis opponent, perhaps?
Case of mistaken identity.
What were you doing at the time?
Well, you've already talked to Dr. Bustard, I imagine.
Oh, yes, of course. Something about a poisoned martini, wasn't it?
Something like that.
Gentlemen, I had the opportunity of checking your credentials. Oh, they're impeccable. Which, of course, is the reason I haven't had you arrested right now for concealing evidence in what could be a murder case. Fortunately, Dr. Bustard's report was quite complete on his analysis. Oh, and by the way, gentlemen, you would improve our relationship if you donate your pistols to the Hong Kong police.
Pistols? We don't have any pistols.
Oh, no, of course not. No. You just play tennis, don't you? Yes. Now, please do confine your extracurricular activities in the future to sightseeing, match play, and all that. You know what I... Oh, gentlemen, please. If you're caught carrying concealed weapons, there isn't a thing I can do about it. You'd be promptly deported. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
What is that?
You get a head cold, they stick needles in it.
Does it work?
Go inside and sneeze.
Remember now, 3 times a day.
3 times a day?
Come. Before meals.
Before meals?
And once before bedtime.
I'll remember that.
Good. Go again. How may I serve you, gentlemen? Consultation, treatment, or purchase?
Consultation.
Consultation. 24 Hong Kong dollars. Please, be seated. Now, what is your subject of consultation?
Something called Chen Yoi Fun.
You are police officers.
No, we're not.
Uh, 200 Hong Kong dollars. Be specific, please.
Chen Yoi Fun. Where can we get some?
In your country, you have the legend of the hoop snake. Here we have the legend of Shen Yoi Fun. Tasteless, odorless, instantaneous poison. I do not believe it exists. And even if it did, I could not supply you with it because I would be arrested for malpractice.
Did you ever hear of the Blue Dragon Society?
That is not a medical matter.
Well, I mean, for $200, anything ought to be a medical matter.
I will credit you with 24 minutes more of medical consultation. My prognosis, gentlemen, you will fall ill, especially if you pursue your present course. Good day, gentlemen.
Listen, I think it's time for Johnny Sachs. Maybe he's doing better than we are. I hope he's doing better than we are.
Yeah, you got the feeling we're being manipulated just a little bit?
Kind of like a ping pong ball.
I don't know. Maybe Serengi's killing and the guns have got nothing to do with each other. Maybe it's just coincidence. On the other hand, I don't believe in coincidence. You got a match?
If it's filled, I play faster. Been looking for you. Anything happening?
Nothing. We've been cheating on a promise. We figured to find Serengi's killer. We'd have a secret for the revolution. So far, we haven't been able to put our finger on anything.
There's a little something, though. Seems as if every move we make, we're being watched. If we could find out who's spotting on us, then we'd be one up on them. How about you?
Everything shipped to Serengi is legit.
Oh.
Except one thing doesn't check out.
What's that?
Shipload of goods consigned to World Foods Incorporated. Being unloaded tonight down the street. Two-Chung warehouse runs back at Pier 3.
We'll have a look.
Good. Just one thing. Heard a couple of items about you boys make me nervous.
Like what?
Like you're carrying a number 2 Blue Dragon card. Ain't healthy to be around you. Watch your step.
This powdered milk.
Well, that's what it says on the box. I can read.
I'm Mr. Wang Li.
Never mind who you are. What are you doing here?
I'm the manager of the World Foods Incorporated. We send food from here all over Asia. Grain, powdered milk, noodle, soy flour. It has saved many lives. Gentlemen, we have no secrets in Hong Kong. I know that you are looking for something. Please pick anything in this shipment at random, and I will have it open for you. One of these, perhaps, or those, or perhaps if you will tell me what you are looking for, I can be of help.
What do you know about the Blue Dragon Society, Mr. Lee?
Oh, it's very simple, really. It can be called a fraternal organization in one sense, closely akin to one in your country. I believe yours is called the Mafia or Cosa Nostra. The Blue Dragon is its Chinese counterpart, with more tradition, of course, and greater age and higher intellectual level.
You were the waiter at Alicia Kavanaugh's party.
You gentlemen have made a nuisance of yourself, a real nuisance. Look above you.
What's the matter?
Where's the phone? We need a phone.
Here.
Welcome to the Blue Dragon Society, gentlemen. Most welcome. Madam President.
I am sorry about that, my darlings. Seat them. You've met most of our members. To be perfectly honest with you, you haven't met anyone but our members. With the exception of Mr. Sachs, my very favorite pianist. And our dear friend, Tia Xiong, of the local Narcotics Bureau.
They dragged me out of bed.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
May I suggest we get on with it, Miss Kavanaugh?
I believe that my dear friends deserve a little explanation. Would you oblige, Inspector Porter?
First of all, this is only a local branch of the Blue Dragon Society. We handle all its business here.
Murder, guns, and narcotics.
Of course. And a few other interesting items.
Tell me one thing.
Why did you kill George Serengi?
George, darling.
Good evening.
Your government was very close to taking him away from me.
And he's very valuable, isn't he?
Very. So he became dead for a while to stop your investigating him. Now that your government believes he's dead, and you won't be able to report otherwise, it's safe to revive him. We arranged his death quite neatly, I thought. Thanks to Dr. Stern. And the incredible Inspector Porter. And now, it's time for refreshments. Gentlemen. Doctor. Thank you. One, two, three, four.
Shen Yoi Fun. Unlike the hoof snake, Shen Yoi Fun does exist. And it is real.
We are going to drink a toast in your honor. And then you are going to drink a toast in our honor. You'd be advised to drink it. Very unpleasant things will happen to you if you don't. Very unpleasant.
But I don't drink.
Madam President,
Yes?
may I have the floor?
Of course, darling.
Madam President, members of the board, from the minutes of our last meeting, Mr. Scott's and mine, held in obscura. Didn't you hear the lady? I have the floor. held in obscura and on the run, the following conclusions to wit. A few weeks ago, George Serengi came up with a really brilliant notion, one of the sharpest parleys ever played. He would deliver the largest shipment of narcotics he's ever had to the Blue Dragon Society. You would, in turn, deliver to him a shipment of guns and ammunition of commensurate value, which he would then turn around and resell at a fairly large profit to someone wanting to start a fairly large war.
Kelly, do hurry.
No. No. Let him make his point.
We decided to follow George and see what he was up to.
Whereupon I fell down and played dead.
Yes, you did. However, nothing daunted, and with our usual aplomb, we struck off on a brilliant new tack. With the help of Mr. Sachs, we organized what would conservatively be called a massive search for a shipload of guns and ammunition. Not just here, but in every port of the world, large enough to handle such a shipment coming in or going out. Nobody found anything, George.
Have you got the guns, George?
I don't think he does. Because there isn't any shipload of guns. There never was intended to be. They took your shipment of narcotics and dumped it on the market and kept the money, all of it. You started out dead. I'll bet you a nickel. You stay that way. What do you think, George?
Somebody say something. Where is that ship? Where is that ship? Alicia, you would not do this. Not to me.
Dear one, I want to keep you alive so desperately. I want...
What Madam President is saying is that she has been overruled. It is our decision that love and economics do not mix. It's that simple.
You would do this to me? Alicia!
You were so beautiful.
Get out. Let's go. Move it. Now. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Move it. Come on, you. Physical fitness. And the wonderfulness of your love.
How you doing, my man?
Finished.
What'd you put down?
It says, a tennis player is with you tonight.
Yes, he is.
He's been through a lot.
Yes, he has.
Comfort him.
Yeah! See, with a girl like Tia, you gotta be very subtle.
Now, listen, you don't mind my going out and leaving you all alone with Tia, do you?
No, it's all right. Hey, here. Enjoy yourself.
See you.
Okay. Scotty.
What?
Socks.
Sorry Sorry about that. Go for yourself.
Just a moment, please.
Kelly Robinson?
Yes?
I'm Audrey Freeman. I'm a friend of Tia's.
Oh?
She's terribly sorry, but she has to cancel her date with you.
Oh.
She knew that you'd be disappointed. But, maybe she thought that you wouldn't mind too much if I told you how sorry she was.
Oh.
Well, you see, I'm her best friend. She told me all about you. I just knew that someday we were fated to meet.
No kidding.
I believe in fate.
You do?
I believe that whatever is destined to happen will happen.
Hey, that's a wonderful philosophy.
Fate rules my emotions.
Is that a fact? How about that? Well, it's wonderful of you to come over and give me the message. May I offer you a fortune cookie? No, not that one, the other one.